Vincent Van Gogh once said, "Great things are done by a series of small things brought together." And that's how we look at your first 90 days. Because here's what we learned. The families who get this phase right, they're the ones who we speak to 5 years later and say, "I can't believe how different everything is." And the ones who rush it or who aren't engaged, they're the ones who wind up right back where they started. So let's walk through what it looks like when you engage with a virtual family office.
This video is for educational purposes only. Always consult professionals before making legal, tax, and investment decisions.
Everything we do starts from the same place. We put ourselves in your shoes. What would we want if we were you?
And what I'd want in any relationship, whether it's buying a car or hiring a contractor or even getting a golf lesson, is someone who asks me questions, someone who wants to understand what I'm actually looking for. And when you don't, when you're engaged in this and you're used to doing, you don't get it, it's really kind of disturbing. So I'm not looking for someone who shows up with a prepackaged answer, because here's the truth. When you call us, you might not know exactly what you want. And why should you? Because nobody's ever asked. We don't know what you want either. So there's only one way to find out. We just have to ask.
So let's take you through the process. Here's the framework we use. It starts with an exploratory call. We can't help everybody, and we don't want to waste your time. So this first call is simple. Where are you? Where do you think you're trying to go? And why are you calling us? If it makes sense to keep talking, we move to the next step.
Yeah, the next step is the discovery meeting. And this is my favorite part. It's 60 to 90 minutes where we ask 60 or 70 questions. And by the end of it, it's amazing how much we know about you, your family, your goals, what you accomplished, and what keeps you up at night. We cover 7 core aspects of your life. And here's something interesting. We ask couples the same question. When you think about your money, what needs, feelings, or concerns come to mind? And then they both answer. And what's interesting is, how often do you think they look at one another and say, "I didn't know you felt like that"? More often than you think. In fact, almost always. And this is with couples who have been married 30, 40 years.
That's the power of the right questions. I asked my wife these questions we ask everyone. She said something I never heard before. We've been married a long time.
After the discovery meeting, I'll often ask clients, potential clients, "Is that what you expected?" And they'll say, "Nothing even remotely close to what I expected." And that's good. Because if we're going to engage in a relationship, and keep in mind, this is a long-term relationship, we're going to get it right. You'll feel like you're on the same side of the table and you've got partners. Remember, we're not trying to sell you anything. The only decision at this point is, does it make sense to keep talking?
If it does, we move to the initial findings meeting. This is where we take everything we've learned and summarize it. Enhancing your wealth, minimizing your taxes, transferring your wealth, protecting assets, and magnifying your giving. We lay it out in simple terms, not legal jargon, not CPA speak. Just here's what we believe you need to work on.
From there, if we decide to move forward together, we have what's called a mutual commitment meeting, and this is the final decision day. It's when you officially join us or you don't. What we do is we sign the paperwork, we transfer your accounts, and most importantly, we build out your advanced planning checklist. That checklist becomes your game plan. And here's something that should be important to you. We let you prioritize what matters most and what gets done first. Sometimes there are things that we have to prioritize for you, but keep in mind, it's your goals that drive how we proceed.
Then we move into regular progress meetings. These aren't annual check-ins. They're quarterly or semi-annual conversations where we work through the checklist together. It takes time. In a lot of cases, it takes the full 90 days, sometimes longer, to get everything in place. But isn't it worth doing right? After all, you only get one shot at this.
Here's the thing. If you're going to marry someone, you don't just have 2 dates and get married. You take time to get to know them. The same is true here. This is a long-term relationship. Clients come here and they stay here for a long time. We think you should take it very seriously, and we take it seriously as well. So we want you to be very intentional about finding the right person to have that relationship with.
What you're looking for is a coach, an advocate, and a fiduciary. Someone will be on your side of the table through thick and thin. Not every conversation will be fun. Not every conversation will be easy. But it's a lot easier when you got someone who knows you, likes you, trusts you, and who you trust in return.
Sounds great, right? But as we all know, talk is cheap. So how do we actually put this into motion? How do we prove we're a coach, an advocate, and a fiduciary and not just say it? That's what we'll cover in the next video. We'll show you what a coordinated plan actually looks like and what happens when life throws you a curveball. Click the link here to watch.